It's not the big games that overly concern me, it's the smaller teams that I'm worried about, and I've been saying that for the past few weeks. And yet again, Chelsea Football Club embarrassed on their away travels. First it was a 3-0 slap into Leeds, and now we have just been humiliated at the St Mary's Stadium in the Premier League. Domestically, it's looking like an absolute shambles. Southampton 2, Chelsea 1, and we are in big trouble. Remember that thing that I said to you? I said we're going to be in for a long season. If we do not address the priorities in this squad, we are going to be in for a very long season. I already think that top 4 is a myth. I still think top 4 is a myth, and I think it's going to be a battle for the Europa League for Chelsea this season. I'm not going to lie to you. Why? Because the gaffer feels that we do not need to address what I think is a priority position, and that is the CDM role. And if you watch yesterday's game and you feel that that position does not need to be addressed or it's not a priority, I don't know how to help you, because it was in that position where we suffered hugely. But we're going to get into that later on. Make sure you do these things for me. Smash that subscribe button if you are new. Smash the like button as well. Leave your thoughts down there in the comments, and also smash the notification bell. So I've given you the lineups, either side of me, both beautiful pieces of artwork there, so please take the time to have a look. If you already know what the lineup is, if you don't know what the lineup is, I don't care, just appreciate the artwork, you get me? But we'll get into the first half, and I'm not going to lie to you, the first 30 minutes I thought Chelsea did pretty well. Actually, let me rewind now. Yeah, the first 25 minutes, because I do believe that they scored on the 28th minute or so. But we started off well. The first 25 minutes, the gaffer set us up to be going at Southampton 4-2-2-2, a formation that has worked very well for us. And in the preview, I did actually say I would like to see us go to that 4-2-2-2, and I would like to see Mason Mount operate a little bit deeper than the front attackers, which is what we saw. And it was paired by Hakim Ziyech, and I thought that the two of them were thriving just behind Kai Havertz and Raheem Sterling. I thought that they were picking up the ball in very dangerous pockets of space, in the half spaces right in front of the Southampton defence. I thought that they were getting quite a bit of joy there, threading in through Raheem Sterling a couple times, Kai Havertz as well. We've got to talk about Hakim Ziyech's beautiful Hollywood pass. Lovely switch diagonal ball. Finds a runner in Kai Havertz, but Kai Havertz is in a very tight angle. And my question is this to you lot that are having to go at Kai Havertz for not scoring that opportunity. First of all, look at that angle again and tell me if you expect him to score on his left foot. I think that is, you're asking way too much there. The second thing that I've got to ask you is where are the runners? Where is the support in the middle of the box that was no man's land, literally? Why were we not having any of the attacking runners follow through? That is the main question. Kai Havertz should have definitely had some support in that box, so I'm not even going to hold him accountable for that one. The good football that we've been playing, we do get our rewards. Good build-up on Chelsea's left-hand side. Good link-up between Kai Havertz and Mason Mount. Mason Mount gets the ball in the box and is able to square in Raheem Sterling. He was lucky because the ball did take a deflection, not going to lie. But it still made his man. Raheem Sterling still had a lot to do. Was able to fake the goalkeeper and the defender. Sent them sliding the other way while he does pick his spot. Composure 10 out of 10. Chelsea are looking good. Chelsea are looking dangerous. It looks like we could go on and steal this game. But in typical Chelsea fashion, we capitulate. Not even 5 minutes later. Well, no, it's exactly 5 minutes later, actually. Tale of night and day. Azpilicueta, who I have said several times we should have never offered this guy a new contract. He doesn't offer enough on the pitch. He hasn't been good enough for the past 2 years. Why is he going to be good enough now? And today, it showed for both goals as well. The first one, I'm not going to lie to you, was an excellent bit of concentration there. The awareness was on point, because had that ball had made it central, we could have been in trouble there. But Azpilicueta does snuff out the danger, but it's what he does afterwards that is baffling. He had the choice to either play it to Mendy, who could have booted it out. He had the choice, if he didn't trust his goalkeeper, which it looked like he didn't, he could have put it out for a throw-in, but with the lack of awareness of what was around him, he decides to put the ball out for a corner. And lo and behold, what happens after that? James Ward-Prowse takes a corner, dealt with by Chelsea defenders, headed out, but Lavia, who's been bullying us the entire game, he bullied us the entire game, that Lavia yeah? Left outside of the box with absolute acres of space to pick his shot, pings it, beats Mendy. Mendy sees the ball late, and that's another thing that I want to say. To those of you that are blaming Mendy for the first goal, please take a look again, because Koulibaly was clearly in his line of sight and he got out of the way pretty late. So it wasn't easy for Edouard Mendy. Yes, he got his hand on it, and I'm saying if people are saying if he's got his hand on it, he should have saved it. He got his hand on it too late, and it was a powerful shot. So 1-1. Poor concentration from Chelsea Football Club. Another individual error has cost us yet again. And now it looks like the tables have turned, and Southampton's plan is basically target that right-hand side, get Armstrong to isolate Azpilicueta, because more times out of 10, he is going to beat him. Azpilicueta really struggled. You could see his cardio was just not up to par. In the first half, he was breathing heavy, all of that kind of stuff. So they knew to target him and that he wasn't going to last. Unfortunately for Azpilicueta, he just doesn't have the legs anymore. And option number 2 for Southampton when they decided to go central was target Jorginho. And it was so easy. Why this guy is still at Chelsea Football Club as our first choice number 6 is beyond me. It is absolutely confusing at this point, and I've got to ask the gaffer, why? Why do you think that this midfield area does not need to be addressed? Because what I saw yesterday was nothing short of an embarrassment. Jorginho off the ball was just being muscled, just being bypassed like he was a ghost. They was just running past him, targeting him, pressing him anytime he was on the ball. His touch lets him down. He takes too many touches. He takes too much time to turn. He's not mobile enough to stop any kind of counter-attack. So let me ask you lot, what does this guy offer? What does he offer? Because when Jorginho has a man stuck on him, he is absolutely useless. And do you know what? I can't even blame him. Do you know why? Because I know he's been bad for this long. It's the gaffer that keeps on picking him. It's the manager that keeps saying that this guy needs to be starting for Chelsea Football Club indirectly by saying we do not need another midfielder when it's clear that we do. So that's what Southampton did. They targeted our middle. If not the middle, they went down our right channel where they was getting success. And yet again, Southampton score a second goal just before the close of half-time. And where did this start from? Money Mason man with the minerals, yeah? On that channel, loses the ball when he could have played an easy pass to Kai Havertz, but was just lost the ball. Needlessly just lost the ball there. Counter-attack happens. Again on that right-hand side, our defenders just caught ball watching. And again, I'm holding Azpilicueta responsible for this because Armstrong was his man. That's the man that he should have been following. But Azpilicueta gets caught ball watching and moves with the line of the defence instead, which leaves Armstrong in acres of space to pick his shot. That ball should have never made it to Armstrong. So Armstrong slots it away. It's 2-1 just before half-time. It is not a good look. Loftus-Cheek in this half had been absolutely poor. Sitting in front of that defence with Jorginho, Loftus-Cheek was not good enough. This is why he can never ever deputise as a number 6. He cannot. He loses the ball, makes too many errors in dangerous places on the pitch. Yeah, the amount of times I've seen this guy trying to make risky, unnecessary passes right in front of our defence and we're getting dispossessed, it's nowhere near good enough. But Loftus-Cheek, he does get a knee injury and has to be subbed off at half-time. Unfortunately for him, we wish him a speedy recovery. But Kovacic, who was only advised to play 20 minutes for the game, ends up playing the second half. And you lot wonder why our midfielders keep getting injured. Because we do not allow them adequate time of rest, because the quality after them is just too poor. But in this situation, we've got another injury. So now we're looking like we're having another injury hit season for Chelsea Football Club. And the gaffer after the game is saying he doesn't understand how these midfield injuries happen. Well, when you're overplaying players and you keep playing players that haven't fully recovered from injury, this is the consequence long term. This is the long-term consequence. But 2-1 to Southampton, it's not looking good. The second half was just a load of shit. Absolutely load of crap from Chelsea Football Club. I'm not going to lie to you. There was at no point in the second half where I felt like, okay, we're going to pick up momentum and we're going to score here, right? Kai Havertz had an opportunity, golden opportunity, a header, pretty much a free header to put away. What does it do? Absolutely fluffs the opportunity. That was the chance to go 2-2. Kai Havertz, as he's usually been doing, has just completely missed the goal, not even forced a corner or nothing. Yeah, that was an opportunity for us to get back in the game, but of course we didn't take it. Some of the substitutions that were made today were just, I couldn't understand them. Pulisic did come on and he was played at right wing back. Ridiculous in my opinion. Broja came on Kai Havertz came off, and I thought Broja done amazing. I thought in the little time that Broja came on, he showed us exactly what we need up top, man. Just that pressing, that Diego Costa-esque kind of mentality, you know, where he's just always fighting for something, looking like a threat, was actually trying to beat players and make things happen. I thought Broja was good. I thought he stretched out their defence pretty well. But that goes to show that that kid deserves a chance the next game. Kai Havertz definitely needs to be dropped. 100%. Kai Havertz needs to be dropped. Now, there were other things that Kai was doing pretty well, but what I'm trying to ask of this guy to do is score goals and create opportunities that are going to lead to goals. Kai Havertz has not done that enough at all. It was just an absolute shit show, man. It was embarrassing. The amount of space James Ward-Prowse had to operate in front of our defence was shocking. Was absolutely shocking how nobody was picking up their main talisman in the middle of the pitch, right in front of the defence. If you expose your defenders time and time again to the attack, doesn't matter how good they are, or they may even be world class, they will get breached. And that's what happened. We had no protection in front of that defence. That midfield was completely stifled by Southampton's midfield, bullied by a teenager. Yet again, Kovacic was just coming back from fitness, being rushed back from fitness. I can't expect him to do the most. You could see that he needed some more match practice under his belt. He just didn't look ready. He didn't look ready at all. Thomas Tuchel has a lot to think about. I'm going to start off with Jorginho. What does Jorginho offer? Completely pressed out of the game. Too much time to release the ball. Slow with his touch, slow with his turn. No physicality about him whatsoever. So why are we protecting this player? This guy needs to leave the club and we're talking about offering him a new contract. What's going on here? What is actually going on here? And then we're being told that we don't need another midfielder. That is poor. You got to put that down to the manager. This is why I asked the manager these questions. Now, I've got a right to ask these questions. I'm not going to listen to these stupid fucking loudmouths that are saying, oh, if you're criticising the players, you've got a conspiracy, you've got an agenda. Shut the fuck up, man. Be quiet. I'm only saying this because I love my club. Yeah, and I want to see us win. And the way it's looking, yeah, we might not get top 4 this season. I'm telling you, we might not get top 4 this season. It might be a Europa League fight. And I hate to say it because I don't usually agree with what this brother says. But Rory Jennings, in his most recent interview, in the most recent video that he did, he weren't lying. There was a lot of truths that he was telling in that video. Yeah, go back and listen to it if you haven't already. Kai Havertz. Kai Havertz, for me, he needs to be dropped. I'm sorry. Kai Havertz needs to be dropped and Broja needs to be given a chance. Kai, listen, he does a few good things here and there in terms of linking up the play. I feel like he's operated okay-ish, considering he's not really a wide player, but I think he's done a job there. But in places where you should be putting the ball away, one-on-one opportunities, you are missing more opportunities than scoring them. Loftus-Cheek, poor first half. He's not a number 6, but was asking to, do duties deep from that midfield to help out Jorginho, surprise, surprise. And you could see that that was not his strong point. When he's pressed in front of that defence, for some reason, he seems to panic. Anywhere else on the pitch is pretty press resistant, but in front of that defence, he gets shaky. The passes that he decides to make there, the amount of times that he lost the ball today was just unacceptable in that first half. Hakim Ziyech today, outside of a good 25 minutes, in my opinion, I thought he was poor, diabolical, losing the ball consistently. And apparently this is a player that wants to leave Chelsea Football Club and he's trying to make his way out to Ajax. But for some reason, we emphasise on playing this guy. And don't think I forgot about Mason Mount, the guy that was partnering him. First 25 minutes, again, played very well. Outside of that, was pathetic. Lost the ball so many times. And arguably was the catalyst for Southampton's second goal. Not even arguably, because that's where we lost the ball. We were not able to get it back. By the time that move was done, it was 2-1. Mason Mount losing the ball yet again, making silly passes yet again, overhitting passes, vision just not being there. Back to the old Mason Mount self. And that is not acceptable. Mason Mount 100% needs to be dropped. No player is immune from criticism. It doesn't matter whether you're from Cobham, doesn't matter whether you're black, white, Asian, it doesn't matter. Yeah? Nobody is exempt from criticism in this team if you are not pulling your socks up. It's nowhere near good enough. And Thomas Tuchel, there's some questions that need to be asked. Tuchel has decided to give Azpilicueta another contract, something that I said was a horrific mistake, something that he should have never been doing. Respect the guy's legacy, let him leave the club. He wants to go over to La Liga. His opportunity to still play with the big club in Barcelona is there. Do not take it away from him. No, we vetoed that. We give him a new contract. And to those of you that think that Azpi is not going to get that much involved this season, again, you are in for a shock. You know why? Reece James is injury prone. He is going to get several injuries, and who have we decided to deputise that position? Azpilicueta. So if you think that these mistakes are not going to be happening continually this season, well, you're in for another shock. So Thomas Tuchel, I've got to ask you about that. Why not address priorities and go for positions that we need? A right wing back is more of a priority than signing a Gordon, for example. Yeah, a CDM after the way we was being bypassed yesterday and absolutely battered and broken in that fucking midfield. Why are we not addressing that CDM position? Why do we not have anybody who's strong enough, who's mobile enough, yeah, and who press resistant enough to protect that midfield, to protect that defense? Why? We're being bullied by anybody who's anyone. We got done up by Iwobi. Now we're getting done up by Lavia and these, man. Yeah, these are lower teams that we should be dealing with. But the one problem that's on the pitch that is glaring is the position that the gaffer doesn't want to address. I've got no idea why, but it's not good enough. Yeah, Kai Havertz, you got to start dropping him. You got to start giving some of the youngers opportunities. What was wrong with Trevor Chalobah today? Why couldn't Trevor Chalobah deputise as that right back or right wing back over Azpilicueta? Because I guarantee you he would have done a better job than Azpilicueta did. You see that our midfield is suffering so much. Why didn't you take off Jorginho? You had Billy Gilmore and Ethan Ampadu on that bench. I guarantee you, had either one of those two been on the pitch, we would not be getting bypassed and struggling in that midfield, in the physical battle, and getting the ball out of the fucking defensive midfielder's feet. But for some reason, Tuchel doesn't trust these players, which is why I asked these questions. Again, it's not a manager outing. Some people with their own agenda will try and paint it out as if, oh, Guni wants the manager out or whatever. Nah, make the right decisions. So 2-1 to Southampton, absolute shit show of a performance. Second away loss on the bounce. It is nowhere near good enough. I am hugely concerned for Chelsea Football Club. People, I'm not going to continue. I don't want to raise my voice and my blood pressure anymore. But let me know what you think down there in the comments. Do you think we're in trouble, or do you think it's too early in the season? Or is Guni being a Tuchel hater, as some people would like to put it, yeah? When at the end of the day, I love my club. I want to see us be successful. I want to see us fighting for the Premier League. But if I see that this gaffer is not addressing what needs to be addressed, then obviously I'm going to speak about it. I'm going to get concerned. But people, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, please make sure you do stay safe. Peace.